Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Obi, and everyone else. It's great to see you. I want to make a quick mention that on Tuesday it is Wright Brothers Day, December 17th, and what a neat day that will be. The story, a whole bunch of stories to cover this morning. I think the report this month is significant for what I left on the cutting room floor versus what I put into the report. But at any rate, we've got 20 stories to cover. Item
8:45.
number one, FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker is going to step down in early January when Trump takes office. He's been doing a good job, but I think his views are not compatible with the president-elect's views, and he will step down in early January. They have initially named Mark House, who is currently the Deputy Administrator for Finance and Management. He'll take over as the temporary administrator until someone can be confirmed. I would love to see AOPA retiring President Mark Baker confirmed as the new FAA administrator, but that remains to be decided at a much higher pay grade than mine. Item number two this morning, Basic Med has been expanded. That's a good piece of news for everybody. Now you can use Basic Med to fly an aircraft weighing up to 12,500 pounds and certified to carry up to 7 occupants. That's pretty cool. Not only that, but DPEs can now do flight checks using Basic Med in aircraft that are covered under Basic Med. That's really, really cool news and a wonderful expansion of a very, very good program. AOPA has been behind Basic Med since it was first conceived and has really honchoed it to this really, really great point in its development. Story number three, active CFIs must create a provider account with the TSA. There's some demo videos available and a link in the story to the TSA website where you can create that provider account. It's sort of like an encroachment of TSA into the flight training industry. It is what it is. Every active instructor has to do it. If you're not an active instructor, you don't have to do it, but it doesn't cost anything to do it. So I will be doing that later on today. Item number four, a new rule permits logging flight time in public use aircraft. Think sheriff's helicopters. That's a good example of a public use aircraft. They have some weird rules surrounding their maintenance, certification, and operation. And now you can log flight time for certification purposes in a public use aircraft. Story number five, guess what? We have a shortage of pilot examiners. It is a problem that's persisted for a while. There are some provisions in the FAA reauthorization that was approved earlier this year. They need to put more money and resources into creating more DPEs, but for now, we have a shortage. There was a committee that was active in 2022. They made a number of recommendations. I really do think that the FAA should adopt the suggestions of the committee. They'll take on some of them, but not likely all of them. Story number six, the FAA is looking for your inputs on a proposed Advanced Aviation Technical Center. It's called the Center for Advanced Aviation Technologies. It will be primarily devoted to research and bringing new technologies into practical use in the national airspace system. Pretty cool stuff. Although we don't know where the CAT is going to be, they want to basically get their arms around what the CAT will be able to do. There's an example of the kind of stuff that will be discussed and researched at the CAT. That's the aircraft, the prototype that was developed by Lilium, which, by the way, Lilium has gone bankrupt, but that's the kind of stuff that's going to be the focus of what CAT does. Story number seven, a landing fees update. Coincident with Wright Brothers Day on Tuesday, December 17th at 6 p.m., Kissimmee will be meeting to discuss the possibility of airport landing fees for general aviation aircraft and anything else that lands there. If you're able to make it out to Kissimmee on Tuesday evening, please go. The address is provided there in the story, along with a link to the City Council website. Item number eight, the FAA is streamlining the ADS-B privacy program. I put 7 and 8 together because I'm hoping that maybe ADSB privacy might be a way of avoiding airport landing fees. I don't know, but there is a provision to make guys like Elon Musk very happy, where people wouldn't be able to track the movement of their aircraft across the U.S. National Airspace System. And maybe that privacy program can be used to circumvent landing fees at the airports that are using them. There's an AAM update. Joby eVTOL is now flying in Japan. They've provided a video. If I click on this link here or on this red triangle, the link won't go active. However, I did provide a link to the video in the story. So advanced air mobility is moving offshore very quickly, and many countries, notably Japan, are embracing it and intend to adopt it. A UAS update follows that. And no, I've gotten some questions. Are you going to cover the drones over New Jersey thing? No, I'm not. There's way too much secret information, I think, going on around that. I'm not touching that story with a 10-foot pole. But on the other hand, the FAA has relaunched their 12 Days of Drones campaign, and the list of what they're talking about and when they're talking about it is on the screen for you right now. They had already started this 12-day campaign by the time they launched the announcement of it. So forgive me for being a little bit late. We're almost halfway through the program right now, but you can locate activities starting with the website link there. All right, GAJSC, we're moving on to December and January. December's topics of the month for that National Performance Plan goal: flight data monitoring for December and safety culture for January. Looking at the airworthiness topics of the quarter, we're moving to the second quarter now. Parts approval is the topic of the quarter for that. Safety Briefing Magazine, the November issue equals the December issue, and that's a picture of what it looks like. John Tenney, we have put your request in with Big FAA, and you should start seeing Safety Briefing Magazine starting with the January issue. Did you get any sort of response from the FSDO, John?
Yeah,
We'll talk about it later.
I got an email from Randy.
Very good. Okay, item 14, no changes to airman certification standards. Item 15, regulatory trivia. This is where rumor control comes in this month. What changes are there to Gold Seal certification eligibility? Because that new CFI ruling came out and just became effective this month, are you still able to get Gold Seal the way you were able to under the old rule? And the answer is yes. The actual eligibility criteria are on the screen there for you now. We have no restrictions seen on Part 141 instructors at schools with self-examining authority. That's where the rumor was. If you've got questions about that, please give me a call. They just re-released all the guidance that I'm using here and referring to in the regulatory trivia. So it appears as though all instructors are eligible for Gold Seal if they don't have it. Here's the Runway Safety Action Team calendar updated for December. A lot more stuff showing up there. And if you're a lead rep or if you're involved in planning for an RSAT meeting at an airport near you, please take a look at this calendar. I'll leave it up on screen for a moment. This is very important that we get word out to the public that Runway Safety Action Team meetings are taking place. You should, if you're a lead rep, you should already have this report in your email inbox. Item 17, Florida air shows. No real changes for the air shows coming up. The first thing on the 2025 calendar is the rescheduled NAFI CFI Summit coming up in mid-January. So we're just a month out on that. That'll be at the Daytona Beach Embry-Riddle campus. Okay, we're almost out of ammo. Current date of aeronautical charts is 31 October, and 26 December is the next release date for your databases. TFRs, a whole lot to look at there for the current snapshot. I invite you to go through that list at your own speed and to go back to the website that's provided there in your talking points for item number 19. Okay, and with that, we're moving on to the GA Awards nominations. Awards nominations closed. last night at 1700. We now move to the FSDO selection phase, and their scheduled output will be just before Christmas. So over the next week, Randy and Javier will be looking at the candidates that they've received from the committee on who to judge for the CFI of the year, Aviation Technician of the Year, and Fast Team Rep of the Year. That's pretty much it, Obi. I've got my new email address up there. I've still got both email addresses active, and each one has its own advantages. All right, with that, sir, I'm going to stop screen sharing and hand it back over to you. Thanks, everybody, and a Merry Christmas to everyone.